Some say greatness is born. Others say it is made. But I say it's fucking Wavio, baby.
Right, boys and girls, welcome to the Wavio Way. It's the first episode of our new podcast. I'm Zulu Abantu. I'm joined here with
Krids
and
Rangu Abantu.
And today we're going to be talking about all things music and showing off our charm and banter. We've got banter, Krids.
I've got banner.
You got banter, Rangu.
I've got pants as well.
What kind of banter you got, Rangu?
Scouse banner.
No, it's just natural. It's unintentional banter. That's what it is.
Unintentional
It's fucking great to me. It's fucking
I'm
great
just
banter.
naturally funny. It happens.
I'm still waiting to see that. Krids, you're getting a phone call, but it's a 0.
Allow it, man.
Louder phone call. Wavio Way is more important. So anyway, I'm Zulu Abantu. I'm a rapper, I'm a singer, I'm a visionary. And
You're a prick.
pretty much that as well. All the four things. 4's my lucky number as well. But I met Krids a few months ago and he helped me make some music. And I said, yo, can't we like help other people? Then somewhere along the way, Rangu joined in, and now we're the merry band of bandits. Is that the saying? Anyway, Krids, tell them a little about yourself.
Oh, you know I don't like talking about myself.
Go on, mate. Come on, mate. You're a big time producer.
Won't say I'm big time. Alright, I like making beats. You could say I'm a music producer. Started off being a DJ when I was about 18.
Yeah.
Met my pal Richard. Shout out Rich.
Yeah.
For RK Switch.
And what is RK Switch?
It's an electronic dance duo. So
Really?
there's two of us, and me and Richard.
Fascinating.
Yeah, man, we've been everywhere, man. We played Germany, Ibiza, all the other party islands like your Magas and places like that. Played up and down the country. Done some pretty big things, to be fair. But then
What happened? Why didn't you do any more?
COVID, bro. COVID made me old, man. So nah, it's not. I want to get back to it, but all that you got to understand, all the clubs you guys are from.
Wait. We've got a whole segment on this later on, so let's go to Rangu.
Why you ask me then?
I'm sorry, but I didn't think you were going to give us your life story.
He knows I don't like talking about myself, bro, and I finally get going.
Get the fucking violin out. Get the violin out.
I was going to say, I did my GCSEs in COVID.
Did you?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to have him here? I think he's too young.
Yeah, literally,
Are
bro.
you DBS checked? No. I'm not DBS checked.
Right, Rangu, give us a brief introduction without fucking going in so fucking deep as Krids just did.
Gee.
My name's Rangu Bound, or you can call me Rangu for short, because that's what everybody calls me.
Yeah.
I am director of A&R. I think that's my official title, isn't it?
It is, that you just gave to yourself.
Can I just butt in as well? The name Rangu reminds me of like a Chinese noodle.
He's been saying this.
Chinese noodle.
You know, like, can I get a portion of Rangu, like beef Rangu? Or like, or is it like an Italian sauce?
Yeah, Ragu.
Ragu. Beef
Ah,
ragu,
well, it's
yeah.
close. You're like the Chinese version. But
Chinese, but I mean, I am half Chinese, to be fair.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us more about that, Rangu.
Didn't you know, man? Look at him.
I honestly didn't know. I just thought he was tanned.
Like a walking chopstick.
Whoa! Let's not get cancelled before we started here, guys. Rangu, tell us more
It's
about...
all love, man. It's all love.
So, yeah.
So, Rangu, you're a Scouser, I believe. Is that right? Yeah. I'm getting a hint of Scouse. Scousenese?
It's a mild Scouse. It's a mild
Is that the
Scouse
correct
accent.
term?
It's a mild Scouse accent. If you were, you put me in the
Miles,
middle of Liverpool.
Hey, Miles. Where's my Lauren?
You let him talk.
Sorry, carry on.
People, they'd be able to tell that I don't, live in the heart of the city. I live on the outskirts.
What's it called?
Southport.
What's
Now, a
your
lot of
door
people, you get people who probably call me, well, I'm not, because my dad's side of the family is from Liverpool. We're from Crosby area. So.
All little Steven Gerrard.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are a Liverpool fan, I'm guessing.
Oh, of course.
Not like this guy who's a Tottenham fan. Can you believe that?
What do you think of Tottenham?
Are we allowed to swear on here?
Can do whatever you
Shite.
want. Fucking Wavio Way, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Right, on that note, Rangu Brown is our newest addition to Wavio Records. And we wanted to give him a gift. Krids actually made this, but I'll present it. It's a t-shirt, your very own
A t-shirt?
Wavio Records t-shirt. We were sick to death of seeing you in that turtleneck.
Ted
We made
Baker
this.
as well, bro.
Ted Baker.
Ted Baker?
Ted Baker in the label, bro. None of
Shout
this,
out to Ted Baker.
none of this Gildan shit.
Come on.
Is it Gildan?
I don't know what Gildan is.
You know, like the workwear stuff.
Is that what you wear?
No, like you can. Never mind.
Okay.
I feel like listeners.
right now.
Go on, get that on, Rangu.
Let's see.
Merry Christmas, son.
Merry Christmas.
Get it over that turtleneck.
Yeah,
Like.
exactly, yeah. The turtleneck stays on.
So, moving forward, I want to talk to you about why we created Wavio.
Looks good, man. Looks good.
Looks fantastic, actually. Sorry, show the camera. Sorry, Rangu. I'm not letting you have your moment, am I?
Yeah, I'm looking at myself in the reflection of the vocal booth, which looks fantastic, by the way. I know the glass in went in the other week.
Yeah.
Great
So,
advertisement.
but proper kissing ass, man. He needs to stop that shit.
You know, I don't know if it's the Wavio. Kiss up. Kiss up.
I bet there's plenty Chinese scousers out there, bro.
You reckon?
So we're sticking with
Are you
this one.
fucking reckon?
No, we're joking, bro. We're
Until we
joking.
find another
Rangu's
one.
got like, I'm like a wind-up merchant. People who know me know that. So I think Rangu's like warming to my ways.
He is.
No, I'll tell you what, the first Chinatown was in Liverpool, you know.
Did your dad run it? Sorry, man. I just rolled off.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious!
My
That is
bad,
brilliant.
bro. My bad. Okay,
was
that just
fucking-
rolled off the tongue, man. I didn't mean that. Listen, can I just make it clear? I get Chinese every Friday night, bro. I love it. So.
I mean, that was worse than the fucking.
No, I'm
Chinatown.
complimenting the food, bro.
I'm not racist. I eat Chinese food. You heard it here
I'm
first.
I'm not racist.
Love a sweet and sour
I'm not
chicken.
racist, I love John Barnes.
Yeah.
No, right. Just no. Alright. Sick of that, mate.
Oh God. Move on. Swiftly move on.
Swiftly moving on from racism to why Wavio exists. So, a few months ago, I met Krids, and as he said, he's a producer. I'm a rapper. Goes hand in hand, and we made a lot of magic. No Diddy, and
Oof, episode 1 and dropping that in.
but we made a lot of magic, and I realised, why can't we do this for other people? And you know, me and Krids both realised that music has become shit nowadays.
It's dead out, man.
Fucking shy.
Dead out, man.
So all this, I like to call it fast food music. Do you know what I mean?
That rap,
Think-
like. Do you know what I mean? Anyone who raps like that, you're a waste, man.
Yeah.
But, you know what, I actually like that style, but I think if they do it
It's
like
because you're
every
12
song-
years old, bro. It's because you're 12 years old.
No, I think what the thing is.
It's a triplet.
When Migos did it like 15 years ago,
Yeah,
it was
no,
it was
cool.
fresh, it was cool.
Yeah.
But then when there's all these copycats just doing the same shit, and then you got like, and then I guess Lil Uzi Vert kind of did the whole auto tune thing, and then now there's all this emo rap thing, and there's just loads of fucking copycats.
Like emo rap is depressing, man.
I don't mind it, but like,
You got to
just
think
be
for me,
original.
right? So for me, yeah, you're the musician, yeah. You play piano, yeah. Oh mate, he's like a wizard, isn't he?
He is.
He's like a wizard.
Shout out Rangu,
right?
man.
This guy is a rapper, but I come from a raving background, right?
Yeah.
So I come from like, I've never really been around rappers. I've been around MCs, right, which is a completely different kettle of fish, right?
Completely.
So that's all high energy stuff, man. High energy stuff about partying and stuff. So when I hear this emo rap and it's all depressing, I never even knew that we're in Leeds, man. I never knew that we're even in this city.
It is actually growing. You know, obviously, I think artists like, was it Lil Peep, Rangu?
Well, the sort of the emo area.
Yeah, they really like. There was a lot of people that really took to what he was doing. You know, I'm
Oh,
guessing.
Like if you go further down that direction, yeah, sort of like Lil Peep.
Yeah, look, people heard him and just fucking ran with it, and now you got like a whole generation of artists that just literally sound like.
Just want to be
clones of him.
sad.
Like,
Yeah,
Lil
I don't mind the sadness of it. Like I said, it's just the originality. Do you know what I mean? The same with that triplet flow that you're saying. When there's so many guys that are just doing the same shit that somebody else has done,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a bit
boring. It is boring. It's very boring.
So back to the point is that's why we wanted to make Wavio. We wanted to kind of bring the value back to music and make it something real. Do you know what I'm saying? Make it something that isn't just mass produced and fucking processed, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's when me and Krids had this idea to make this label, and about 7-8 months later, it's a reality, and now we're shooting the first episode of our podcast. But obviously, Rangu's been along the way helping us achieve these goals. Rangu, seeing as you're like considerably younger than us, about 8-year gap, I think.
Something like that.
You know, me and Krids have been able to see the change over 8 years. What do you think of the state of the music scene right now, from your perspective?
I mean, there's a lot of fresh talent, for sure. You know, especially Leeds. Like the music scene in Leeds is like there's so many talented musicians here right now. But
Do you think there is a scene in Leeds? There's an established scene, music scene.
yeah, definitely. But I think probably a good half of it is, supported by the students that come in. Like they've got.
The thing is, you're gonna say that, but from when I was his age,
Conflicting views.
the nightlife was made up mainly of locals. It really was. They had the student market there too, but you had clubs like Mission, Canal Mills, places like that, Mint Club. You had church. I bet you don't know any of these, do you? That's crazy to me. Especially something as big as what Mission was. Like, Mission was like, Friday and Saturday was rammed, man. Full of music that you hear me produce. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I never went to the student clubs, man. Like, Prism. Stuff. Do people still go to Prism? Is Prism even still open?
Shut down, bro.
So, this is
But
what
they
I'm saying.
replaced it with that home and carousel. But that whole scene, shit, just mind numbing, sitting in a dark room. Do you guys like clubbing? Is that your thing?
I liked clubbing when there was clubs to go to, man, and the clubs that I feel like your clubs are different to like what I would.
I like soulless now.
Yeah, but I was like just a warehouse, gritty rave, man, where people are just.
But then is that clubbing or is that raving?
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you know what I mean? I think Prism was what you'd class as clubbing. But when you talk about the scene, Rangu, you're talking about live music, aren't you?
Yeah. I think that we're talking about sort of different.
This is where we differ, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're sort of like the sort.
Go on, then you talk about your scene, bro. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'll keep on
like
laughing.
like sort of like the jazz scene and sort of the live music with the live bands and stuff.
There's a real community. You've taken me to a few shows, to be fair.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, there's Hyde Park Book Club. I've sort of all sorts. They got sort of like jazz stuff or.
Any artists you want to shout out?
I mean, yeah, like like the Dabby Simmel hair bands.
Jeez, shout out Dabby.
I've been playing with her for a couple of months, nearly a year. Is it coming up to something like that? Yeah. Linda Ray's sick. She's got a tight band as well. And I mean, yeah, there's Shania Sabrina is pretty good. Romy Taylor,
damn,
amazing. I mean, she like all these.
A lot of women you're mentioning. Shout out to the women.
Yeah,
Shout outs. I've got a question, Rangu. Actually, you've been here for like 3 years now. Is it in Leeds? 3 years.
Yeah, this is my third year. Yeah.
So that's a lot can happen in 3 years. Do you think has the scene grown? Has it declined?
I mean. The sort of I'm trying to get into more like hip hop stuff, and I'm starting to see more of a more growth in that, because like when I first came here, I didn't really see anything that was happening. I sort of just I think it was also because I was mainly like in the jazz scene as well playing, but I never really like heard anything from anywhere, and I was with all these musicians, playing that I played at Book Club and the Wardrobe and like
The Wardrobe is a cracking venue, to be fair.
Wardrobe, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a blessing to play the Wardrobe.
Yeah.
That was incredible. But yeah, I mean, all these people I mentioned all went to Leeds Conservatoire. I'm there at the moment. I'm a student there right now, and it's just in my last year, and yeah, it's been a journey.
That was inspiring stuff, right?
You won, man.
That was
It was.
inspiring stuff. No, because honestly, when I first came to Leeds, the first thing I found was the rave scene, drum and bass, all that sort of thing. And Leeds is renowned for that. It's funny. It's funny because Krids was a really big DJ back in the day, and he was a house DJ, weren't he? But drum and bass is probably the driving genre of Leeds. Would you say?
No, I reckon so. It's just jump up. Though.
That jump up, I hate it. I really hate it. But it's
drum and bass to me. I've got a lot of friends who play that stuff and who go out to them sort of.
Pete,
it's
but
too much
honestly,
for me, though. I've got to be honest. As I'm growing up,
it's way too much.
I like liquid
Liquid's
drum and
good,
bass, man. That's just chill, man. You can listen to that any time of day. But jump up's just crazy.
But what I find with jump up, even though I don't like it, is there is a real committed fan base to that.
Yeah,
Like people will go around the country to see it. Like if there's someone in Leeds, you go to these events. There's someone from Bristol here to see this, or someone from
Bristol's a big.
Bristol. I think Bristol and Leeds, they're almost like twin cities in that regard.
Yeah, Bristol's massive on that sort of stuff, man. It's massive.
So yeah, as I was saying, as I first came to Leeds and I saw this, that was the world I knew until I eventually met Rangu, who showed me this whole other world that there is actually a scene outside of what I knew.
Yo, I'm from here and I didn't even know that, man.
Honestly, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Makes me a little bit ignorant to think that.
Is it ignorant? But I think when something's in front of you, that's all you think there is, isn't it? That's all you.
Yeah.
Why would you look elsewhere? That's when everyone you know is going to the same thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
But the things that he goes to are a lot more intimate. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot like hundreds.
I want to go to one of these things, man.
Yeah, it's.
Would I fit in?
No, you can't.
100%.
As a northern white lad, Chava.
Fucking.
Who works
it's
on
not fucking
cars.
70s Bronx in New York, bro. We're still in Leeds, bro.
Yeah, I know, but I just feel like I've never really mixed with students, man. I've never.
It's a
really,
mixture of crowds,
I've
though,
never
bro.
really needed to.
People go to these venues. I mean, they are primarily student venues, but people go to these places to like, just experience music. That's why I really like it.
It sounds like I'd like it. Man.
People just go there. Like when I went to your last show, there was older people. There was people like double our age there, bro.
Yeah, I didn't know people like that were coming. Like that was the gig I put on with a group of people for one of my modules for uni, and that was good. That was a good gig. I put my own band on there, our unit, like a hip hop, jazz. Fusion trio, and that was it. I thought you were loving it, weren't you?
I loved it. It was great, man. It was a great experience.
Talks, my speeches, and
yeah.
That one. I know the one.
that was
I know the one.
But it was like so many people who I didn't expect that would be there. Like sort of quite older people. I think maybe in their 50s or maybe I think some of them maybe 40s, 50s, something like that, and. I think they just love live music. They just come and watch. Even last night, I went to this R&B jam which Pedram puts on. Pedram Lagar, he's such a legend, by the way. He's doing a lot for the R&B scene right now. With this new jam every month at the Domino. I was there last night, and there's people there who just
there for the love of music.
Yeah, I mean, some of them even did music back in the day. Like one fella I was talking to, went to Leeds Conservatoire, he graduated 12 years ago, I think he said, and he just came to watch it, just to enjoy the live music, and it was it's crazy.
So I've got a question here, which I want to direct at Krids. So there's all these venues in Leeds, you mentioned a few, Rangu, Wardrobe, Domino, all these places, and you also mentioned a lot that have shut down, but I can't help but notice, the ones that shut down were the ones that used to draw thousands of people in, right? Mm-hmm. We're talking about Min. But why do you think that they didn't survive when they would have been generating way more money?
There's different...
And places like Hyde Park Book Club, which has a very small attendance. How did they manage to survive?
So I never really understood, right? But before COVID, just after COVID, I used to have my own bar.
Yeah.
Untold Bar, it was called.
Shout Untold.
And when you see, and it was only a small bar, I've had two, and the rent, the rates, the bills, the overall bills just to keep these things open, I dread to think how much it would be on a city centre nightclub that holds, let's say, 1,000 people. It's big money. And then if they felt the strain from COVID, not being able to obviously make that revenue back, then they're going to struggle, aren't they? I think that's ultimately what happened. So these little bars were able to survive, and the bigger clubs just won't. You got to think as well, when COVID, we came back out of the back of COVID, I think nightclubs were like one of the last things to open.
Yeah. And then when they did open, it was restricted.
Yeah. So it wasn't the same, man. So
because you were a promoter for a long time, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerome, walk us through that. What was that like? What was Leeds like pre-COVID?
Oh mate, it was insane. I've shown you videos, man. I've shown you videos
but
of
go on, for the people that are watching.
So like, oh man, I live through it, man. I live through it. Like, so can I get deep into
Go
this
in,
now,
bro. Go in. Tell the people what they need to hear.
I'll take you way back then, right? So when I was 17, I was doing a mechanical engineering apprenticeship. Hated it. Absolutely hated it.
Yeah.
One of my best friends, Keanu, shout out Keanu, man, he lives on the other side of the world now. He was in my class at college, and we were like, bro, we need to set a nightclub event up, man. We was 17, yeah.
Okay.
We're like, how do we get into this, man? How do we get into this? Like, I just started DJing, so like, my name didn't hold any sort of weight at the time or nothing like that.
Just two lads with a dream.
Two lads with a dream, and bro, I remember we had an A4 sheet of like a notepad, and we were hand drawing logos and names and shit like that. And we were gonna call the first event Anthem, but we thought Anthem's just a little
shit
bit.
Name.
It's a shit name.
Yep.
It is a shit name.
Definitely.
So then we came up with Reminisce, right? The name Reminisce. And when you think of Reminisce, it's almost like you're thinking back on good times. So you'd expect the music to be like older music.
These are really like deep thoughts for a 17-year-old.
Oh, bro, I was switched on.
That's
I'm switched on now, man.
That's impressive. 17,
right.
I was thinking about boobies, bro.
Oh, but I was thinking about. I was still thinking about boobies.
I was thinking about where am I getting £10 from?
What are you laughing for? You've never seen a set of boobies, bro. Sitting over there laughing.
Honestly, 17 years old. That's impressive.
So,
that's really
So So yeah, we came up with the name Reminisce, bro, and that event, I've got to say, was very successful. Like, we pissed all the money away we ever made, but by
17.
By this point we were 18, man. So we'd earn a load of money, and then you know how it is. We'd be out for days partying and stuff, and just living that life. And then I was able to like put myself on my own lineups.
Okay.
And that's kind of like where I started to grow a name from. So it started as Christian James, and then a couple of years later, Richard came into the mix, and I used to have another studio, nothing like this, just something that we rented out somewhere to have the decks, mainly somewhere to go to party. And anyone who's watching this who's been there, they can tell you that it got pretty wild there. So then RK Switch just kind of formed. We went back to back once. Richard wanted to have his first gig. We put him on at Mint Club, which was, do you know where Mint Club was?
Yeah.
Top of, yeah. So Mint Club is obviously it's the same owner who owns Mint Warehouse. Mint Warehouse is like a bigger club, and Mint Club was just like, it was more of an intimate club, but it was insane, man. It was out of every club I played at in Leeds, Mint Club was the best one for me. Mainly probably just because it's got a special place in my heart, because that was the first place where my events took off. Like I
and just before you carry on, can you name some of the, you said you put yourself on a lineup with big artists, can you name some of them?
Oh man, I've played with some big people.
Go on, name drop.
So I've played with Red Light, Solado, Hannah Wants, Hot Since 82.
That Hot Since 82?
We played the Church closing party. Do you remember Church?
No, you don't know that.
Jesus Christ.
You don't know, you weren't born.
So, you know the big church at the top of town? Like at the uni steps. The uni steps. Not your uni. I can't explain to him where it is. Anyways, there's a big church at top of town and we were a club basically. And we played the same weekend as Carl Cox.
Carl Cox?
Yeah, that's
I don't know who that is, but it sounds like a big name. But this must be great. No. The way you said it, he's big. Shout out Carl Cox.
What do you mean Carl Cox? You don't know who Carl Cox is? This is what I'm saying. Our backgrounds are so different.
But that's why we're incredible.
Carl Cox is like...
Yep.
He's like the top of the... He's just the top of the...
Was he a house guy?
Yeah, like he's an older bloke, bro. He's probably 50s, 60s maybe, like, and he's like headlines a beefer every year, man.
Dope, that's dope. Shout out Carl Cox.
Carl.
Shout out Carl Cox.
You just call him Kyle?
I said Cal.
Right, anyway, so yeah, ultimately we've done a lot of stuff. So when COVID happened, man, it were a really big kick in teeth for me, man, because I worked so hard to get to the point where I was DJing full time, and then I finally felt like I had enough gigs coming through to pay me a decent wage. So then I sucked my 9 to 5 off. Did it for a few years, then COVID just took that from.
Because momentum's a big part of it.
Yeah. So then after COVID, I'm like, I'm gonna get back to it. But I think people got so comfortable just drinking at home or not going out and stuff or watching shit on the phone. It killed the scene, man. So when we came back, all these clubs were dropping like flies. There were nowhere else. Everywhere that I used to put events on, and that just shut. So it was a shit time, man. It was a shit time, and I'm disappointed you boys didn't get to experience it, man. Because especially someone like you who's out all the time, bro. Like, oh mate, I'd still, if COVID didn't happen, I'd still be doing that. And do you know what? The car stuff and everything else probably wouldn't have happened.
And that's a perfect segue. So right now we're in the studio, and this studio, as I said, was built by Krids, and it's actually in the back of his other business. Do you want to just give a quick, brief introduction of what your other business is?
So it's called KJ Customs.
Shout out around.
And basically I customise cars, so like I do cosmetic changes, so like window tinting, alloy refurbs, body styling, stuff like that. And yeah, it's going really well, can't complain. Been able to build a studio in the back at garage, so
Incredible.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so that's.
So you haven't even done with your cars, you know who to call.
If you want to lay some bars and get your wheels done,
I'm here.
Come.
Do you know what I'm saying? Let's do it. Let's get it cracking.
Yeah, man.
Alright, so moving on to the next thing. A bit of a controversial one I want to talk about. As you both know, I'm a massive Kanye fan. Yeah. Fucking love the guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah. Well, look.
Did you know that? I didn't know
Massive. He's a controversial figure, we all know. Says some wild stuff. Yeah.
that. I love Kanye, man.
I love him too, but you're an Eminem fan who actually
Are we getting into this?
He said no.
Are we getting into
No,
this?
it's not who's better. It's not the who's better.
Yeah, because you know you'd lose that
We'll
argument.
be here for years, but look, my point is
You've only got so much storage on
Eminem Eminem's had his fair share of controversy as well, hasn't he, in the past?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. And I want to say some other names, which I'm sure if Kanye and Eminem were watching this, would be angry that I'm putting their names in the same
I'd be
sentence.
gassed
No.
if Eminem were watching this podcast, bro.
But there's two other names I want to say. I want to say P. Diddy and R. Kelly. Right.
Where are we going with
Where
this?
are we going with this? Right. Let me land, boys. Let me land. Right. So.
Can I sit over there with him?
So.
We've got another chair. Yeah.
Do you think it is possible?
It's here if you want to say.
Alright, bro, I'll just see how this is going.
You just sit next to the empty chair, mate, right? So, do you think it's possible to separate the artist from the art? So, as we said, Eminem has said some wild shit on his lyrics. You know, I think he said something about robbing grandmas or some shit. What did he say something mad about? I don't know. He said something crazy. Kanye West has said something about a certain demographic of people. Do I have to like and agree with his views to like his music? Can I just like his music because I like his music? I don't care what he's saying. R. Kelly, do I have to feel guilty about listening to the remix to Ignition now? Do I have to? If you're at a party and someone puts
I'll
it
be
on,
honest,
are you judging them?
the World's Greatest by R. Kelly is a fucking insane.
It's a banger. But like, if you was at a party and someone put R. Kelly on, would you judge that person? You probably would, wouldn't
Nah,
you?
because no. I feel like if you're not part of music, if you don't do music, I would never think that. I always think when a song comes on, I appreciate the song or what I'm hearing, even if I didn't know who had made the song. Does that make sense?
I hear what you're saying.
Sure.
What do you think, Rangu?
I mean, you know, I think there's definitely that, but I think there becomes a line where if whoever's saying these things and then they put it in the music, then they've, you know, you can't separate that because it's in the music.
Yeah.
You know, for example, if
You give us an example, Rangu.
give an example.
What do you mean by that?
Did Kanye say something about like Nazis like in the song?
Yeah, he did. In his most recent song coming out on his album, actually, yeah. And we're going to talk about that soon as well.
I'm not sure. I don't know what the exact lyric was, but
If he's singing about the thing that he's controversial for, you don't think you can bop your head to that music? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it depends what he's saying. Like,
Yeah.
So Eminem has never said crazy stuff in his things.
Yeah.
Slim Shady has, and that was the whole point. Yeah, that's why he's the smartest, bro.
So you think?
Slim Shady would say, what kind of... Right, I'm just going to say some dark shit, yeah. He says a lyric about tying up and raping his baby mama.
Okay.
Which is obviously dark shit, yeah. But then at the end of it, he always like, I'm only messing, I'm only playing. Like that's.
So that's separating the art from the artist.
Yeah, but there's nobody out there who is as savage as Eminem on his bars.
Yeah.
Right. So like he's got a certain target audience. So like when he went away for a couple of years, yeah. This might upset a couple of people, but if you get to know me in life, I don't care. Right.
Yeah.
So, do you remember when Eminem brought out the new one?
So guess who's back?
Yeah, the
Back again. This.
the Houdini track.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
He mentions Megan Thee Stallion getting shot. Yeah.
Shout out, Tory Lanez.
Yeah. Talk to me, baby.
I take that back.
But yeah,
I
just listen. So because Eminem had gone away, yeah, he'd been obviously doing what he's doing, yeah, living his best life. When he's now back on the scene and he's dropped a tune and he's hating on a female artist in his music, right? All these Gen Zs come out from everywhere, yeah, and just start nitpicking at him, yeah, because they don't understand what Eminem was.
They weren't there when he was doing that.
Nah.
They weren't there for the original.
Nah,
they weren't there when the real Slim Shady was standing up.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
of course, like because that's different that because he's playing the character.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I think it's all
But
right.
aren't all artists? Aren't we all playing characters?
Yeah, we are.
Are we not all portraying
And
a
I think you
character?
should be able to say whatever the hell you want, man. I don't care if you upset people. I
So
don't.
if I put
Should be able to speak your mind, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Of course.
so if you heard P Diddy in a tune blasting down the road, you wouldn't think that guy's.
Yo, P Diddy, that's a bit different, man.
Is it?
P Diddy's done some dark shit, man.
All right, but how about this? I've got one to flip the script here now. Yeah. Do you think it's only recent artists that we have this opinion on, or maybe not we don't, but a lot of people, this cancel culture of bun P Diddy, bun R Kelly. But if we go back 40, 50 years, if I was to go into a rock and roll bar and say what people say about R Kelly to say Elvis Presley, because Elvis Presley met his wife when she was 14 and he was 24.
Social media has maximised.
It has, isn't it?
That's the problem.
It has, isn't
That's
it?
the problem. I mean, it's not a problem because it's showing what these bad people are quicker, and it's getting it to a larger audience. Like, I never knew about Elvis Presley.
Crazy.
If Elvis Presley was alive now and doing that now, I'd find out straight away the second I go on my phone.
It happened, yeah.
But yeah, it's.
Do you think it's part of the cancel culture? Do you think the cancel culture is even a thing?
I mean, it ruins people's lives. It
does, doesn't it?
People lose their jobs over it.
What do you think fuels the cancel culture? Do you have any thoughts on that, Rangu? Do you think people just want to see people fail?
There is an element to it.
There's an element of that, 100%.
But there's always it's always the balance of things is always slightly different.
The what?
The balance of like, as in like the ratio of how many people maybe they're just bored, they just want to see someone go down to, because they're not doing anything with their lives. But
no, go on, sorry.
No, it's just like, you know, also people do some like do horrible stuff, like, you know, like the P Diddy stuff. Yeah. And
but to be fair, it is still all alleged.
It is.
This is what I was just gonna say, right? So when you're on that level, people just assume you've done it.
Yeah, they want to see. You want to see it almost.
And I feel like when you're like small time, there's also that element of where you're worried about what people will think. So we were talking about this the other day. People who know you as you before you was rapping.
Yeah.
Once you start becoming a rapper, people are like, why are you doing that?
Yeah, facts.
So for me, I've always been a DJ and a producer. Yeah. But recently I've been writing lyrics and I've been spitting bars, yeah? And I'm enjoying myself, man. I'm enjoying myself, and turns out I'm good at it. But I think you get to an age, man, where when you're on our level, you get to an age where you don't care what people think anymore.
Thanks. And you shouldn't.
I know you shouldn't, but I feel like I spent so many... So I'm 30 next month. Damn! I know. Scary shit, man. Scary shit. But do you know what I've learned about myself? When it comes to fully MCing up against these younger MCs, I'll bury them.
I'm not gonna lie, I think the next generation of rappers and MCs are fucking trash.
The ass, mate.
I think they're trash.
Ass.
But I feel like such an old head saying that, because I remember...
You're not though, bro.
I remember like 10 years ago.
You're not.
Like the older rappers were saying that about my generation.
Bro, I've been doing this 6 months and I know you will agree with me, bro, that I would bury him.
It's facts. Nah, well, we need to support the younger ones. We need to inspire them. Not
Alright, well you can.
No, but I think I don't know. When I was young, when I was like 20, and I used to hang out with a few older guys, I never used to like bash them for being older. Whereas I think now this Gen Z generation looks at like millennials. You lot are so old.
Nah, well that's the thing. That's the attitude they've got. I will always like respect someone's passion for something, or like take an interest in their music, right? No matter what age they are. But Gen Z's,
they're hella disrespectful.
Yeah, they are, man.
I feel like an old head, because I remember like older people saying this about.
Yeah.
But I feel like they are. I feel like they think they know better. I feel like they think, I don't know. We had an artist in...
Mate, Gen Z's have got AI straight away.
And that...
Bro, I had to look up pen and paper, man. I had to read books to find out shit.
It's facts. Do
you know what I mean?
It's facts. And that, bro, brilliant timing, because that segues us into our next topic. AI and music. Do you think AI is a tool that we can use with music, we use for music, or do you think that it's something that's going to cripple the industry?
It's going to cripple it.
Tell me why, Krids.
Because, for me, music producer... If I've got a melody in my head and I want to make a beat and stuff, I can go and do that myself. There'll come a time where, I'm pretty sure it might even be a thing now, where you can explain to, I don't even know how you do, this ChatGPT thing.
Like a ChatGPT version
something
of like that.
Yeah, something like
I want to have this sound that sounds like this, and it makes it.
Yeah, they will make it. But I feel like AI will not just put musicians out of business, they'll put...
I mean, there was a quote.
They'll put loads of industries out.
There was a quote, I really should have got it before this interview, this episode, that a music industry expert said that it's to the point, because I think a few years ago, people were saying, AI can't create, it can only recreate or replicate. But now, there was an expert saying that it can make music better than humans in a fraction of the time. So I mean, and think about how quick and fast ChatGPT.
What fun is that?
I know, but because for me,
music's not going to be rewarding.
No, but for me, I was intrigued when ChatGPT first came out. I thought, like, shit, have I got some competition? So I told it to write me a song. I gave it like the basis of what I wanted it to be, and it was fucking garbage. It was absolutely
generic.
Trash. It was just trash. Bro.
Yeah.
Rhyming cat with
I
hat.
think,
you know what I mean?
that's
That type of shit. But also just corny as well. But I'm not gonna lie, I did it again about a month ago. This was about 2 years ago. I did it again a month ago, and it's fucking way better. I'm still not gonna say it's like
Yeah, but all right. So let's be honest, right?
yeah.
You subscribe to ChatGPT, not for music. Let's just make that clear for other things with you.
Yeah. All it helps do all this.
And everybody, and we're not gonna shy away from that because like, everybody uses it now.
Yeah.
However, ChatGPT gets to know you.
Yeah, it does.
Gets to know you.
Everything.
So like you could tell them about something that happened in your childhood, right? And then if you were like, "Oh, write me a song," it'll just adapt and it's all about getting information.
Yeah, it does. Remember
So once it's got more information on you, then I don't use it, man.
I use it every day.
Yeah, I don't.
I use it every day.
But also, you know, for AI to work, it's got to be trained on like a model and stuff. And the thing is, like, you know where these AIs are getting all the stuff from? Like, you know, they literally train it on like all the music that's ever been made.
Yeah.
And they're basically recycling lyrics and melodies or whatever
From everything that's
yeah, and so it is like they're not. So technically they're not.
It's
really
not new.
But then do you not think right
recreated.
now, we just said earlier this episode that hum and a huh. Aren't humans just doing that now to the point to an extent? When was the last time you heard
This
it?
is. I think maybe not musicians.
Is there not a point where like everything's been done?
Yeah, there's only so many chord progressions you can do.
Yeah.
Is there not?
Yeah, I suppose.
And however, throughout all the octaves and stuff, like I've had this conversation with loads of people a few times. To be fair, there's got to come a point in time where everything gets recycled again, whether it's AI or.
I mean, you look at Dua Lipa. All of her fucking music's fucking. She's like one of the biggest artists in the world
but
right now.
she does that on purpose. You mean that album where she's recreated old music? She
But-
did that on purpose.
But still, they were all like number ones, weren't they?
Because it's Dua Lipa, bro, and she's unreal, mate.
is, isn't
She's
it?
so
She is, isn't it?
fire.
And you know, I want to ask another question actually. Do you think, because like she's a prime example? I mean, she's really attractive, and I guess she's got
Fire,
a
bro.
good voice.
She's got a crazy voice.
She's got a good voice. But do you think, like, all right, let's say someone like I Spies. Do you think industry plants are they a real thing? You know what industry
I
plant
don't
is?
know. I don't know enough about her.
Yeah.
All right, just like somebody who just pops out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden they're the fucking biggest thing in the world.
Oh, that's just all on their appearance, so not the music.
Do you think though? Do you think?
Yeah, I do. I think it takes time to get to. So like, going back to Eminem, you can listen to all his first albums, and you need to listen to them to get to know who he is. That's the same with anybody.
No, but I'm on about I Spice had fucking Munch, and she was the biggest thing in the
That's
world.
what I'm saying.
She
Yeah,
had
and
one
giving
chick-
people time to get to know her through the music. They're just seeing this freaking
Big Buddha.
They're just seeing this image
that was
on
funny?
Instagram and thinking, yeah, man, I like the look of her. That's what it's down to now.
Yeah.
It's not like Beyonce could release 4 minutes of absolute silence, bro, and it would go to number one.
Oh, bro.
It would go to number one, bro.
Her fan base, bro. Jesus Christ. Nah, yo, alright, quick question, just a random one here. Who's got the worst fan base, yeah? Taylor Swift
Yeah, I
or
knew you would say
Beyonce?
that. Right, I'm going to say Beyonce because Taylor Swift are all, majority of them are like young kids.
No, they're not, bro. They're
Nah.
not.
Well, did
they're
you see
grown
this-
ass fucking women.
No,
watching
they're
that
still
shit.
grown ass women, but
She's so basic, man.
She is a basic
She's
bitch.
so basic,
she is.
bro.
Mate, Beyonce won a freaking the country award,
Yeah.
man, over Chris
Yeah.
Stapleton. Chris
Yeah.
Stapleton, mate, he's like,
Bro, I had an ex-girlfriend
unreal.
was upset, like anything, yo, I swear to God, Beyonce could have farted and she'd have been I swear down.
I mean, I still like her music though, to be fair. So.
Her earlier stuff, there are some tunes that I'll box and she's got, you
Yeah,
cannot
yeah,
deny,
yeah.
she's got a fucking crazy voice.
Yeah,
she
she
does.
And
But she
she's a
ain't that
triple
good.
threat, bro. She's a triple threat.
Yeah, she is.
She's
And to
very.
be fair, I think was it a Super Bowl performance or something she done, and she's like, how professional
She is good, bro. You cannot listen. You cannot take that away from
Nah,
what she
she's
is.
ill, she's
However, if you take up the music away, right, there's some conspiracies there.
I mean, yeah.
Around-
But I think let's save the conspiracies for episode 2. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe for that episode.
Well, don't get me started on conspiracies.
Let's wait.
Oh,
Just-
you got conspiracies?
That's a good one.
Just musical ones or in general.
We'll delve into all
Oh,
of
so
them.
you tell me about conspiracies all the time and then...
Mate.
Oh,
Whoa, not those conspiracies. We'll get cancelled if we talk about those ones, bro.
Yeah, shit.
we'll get cancelled if we talk
Yeah,
about
if you
those
want an exclusive episode, yeah, where we don't post online, you can pay us for that.
Yeah, become a member.
You
A
can,
Wavio
be
member.
A Wavio member. A Wember.
A Wember.
This sign should have been screwed up, man.
Should have, yeah, it's just drifted down.
Alright, let's move on then.
Moving on.
Oh, Wember.
Wember.
I love that.
Moving on. Right, so I want to go back to the point we were talking earlier when we were saying about the value of music decreasing. Yeah, what do you think caused that?
I think a big thing is, I mean, as good as accessibility is for like loads of people to be able to do music at any level, I think that also, you know, saturates the market a lot, and then
Anyone can do it now.
yeah, and then it becomes because everyone's
Three dickheads can build a studio in the back of a garage and think they're fucking record label owners.
Hit it, man. Big dickheads like them, man.
Fucking idiots, bro. Fucking absolute idiots.
Who would do that?
Yeah.
You know anybody?
Yeah.
Do you know what though? Can I just say, right? When people think of a record label, they think it's all about just helping artists, right? We're trying to build a community, and I'd say we had a little housewarming thing last week, and some like-minded people came, musicians and stuff, and it were a good vibe, man. That's what we want to do. We want to bring a community of musicians, right? And that's new to me because I feel like in the DJ world, everybody just slags each other off, bro.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
it were refreshing for me.
His thing, I'm not gonna lie, his team, they all support each other.
This is what I'm saying.
If Rangu goes to someone's gig, they're
This
coming
is what
to
I'm
his
saying,
thing.
man. Like,
You know what I mean?
DJs are not like that.
Even
they
rappers are
argue
not like
about why is he on before me? Why am I warming up before him? Why
Facts.
aren't I on at that time? Do you know what I mean? They get riders, bro.
Facts.
Like you book Joe Bloggs from down road, who's from LS freaking 10 or whatever, and he wants Grey Goose vodka. He wants this. Like why did can we have an episode on DJs? Because I've got a lot to say, man. I've got a lot to say.
I'd love to hear-
I've played hundreds of gigs, yeah, and I'm just not interested now because of how it is turned into. But we'll get that on another episode. I'll dive deep into that.
Facts.
We'll get Richard
But I
on
think-
for that episode. We'll get Richard because me and him could
100%.
talk
I'll be like,
about
yeah,
it.
shout out Richard, shout out OK Switch. No, but I do think Rangu definitely hit the nail on the head with. It's just too accessible now.
Yes.
Like back in the day, you needed to know a guy who knew a guy who knew another guy to get studio time and to do all that. And do you know what I mean? Now you can just have it in your bedroom, and it's not even to build a home studio is like what? I mean, you could do on a cheap PC if you really wanted to. You could get a Scarlett fucking interface, which we have there. But you can get it all pretty cheap for like 500 quid, and you're probably up and running to have a basic setup.
I reckon. Yeah. Plus, get a second-hand Mac as well, and then you've got.
Yeah, I mean a Mac Mini. To be fair, you get that. It's
Mac,
it's pretty easy. It's easily done.
I were running music in my car garage on a Mac Mini. That's how cheap they are. And he
That's
just and that's something that just I got off Marketplace. I think I got it for 100 quid.
Yeah, it's
100 quid, and it just.
Because before I was like this involved in music, I thought like to have a home studio, like that's miles away. That's a dream.
Yeah.
That's something that like, but it's actually really, really, really fucking easy.
Every house that I've lived in the past 10 years, I've had a home studio.
Yeah.
The only reason
I couldn't imagine not having one.
The only reason I don't now in this one is because we've got this here.
Yeah. But it's right. So you think the value of the music is that just that it's when you go on Instagram now, everyone's a fucking artist now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hate to think that I'm in that bubble.
And what makes you come out of that bubble? What makes you differ from other people?
That's what you got. That's the challenge you got to face every.
Do you know what it is?
Day.
It ain't even music. It's not even about who you are. It's about who creates the best content, and that's the sad reality. Thankfully, this guy knows how to make content because I cannot do that shit. That is not me.
Hey, bro, this is content right now.
This is me talking about something that I'm interested in. When you're
content,
like, yo, I'm in the camera. Yo, Krids, stand over there. The lighting's not good.
Roar
man.
at me, Krids. Roar.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? This guy's forever got a camera in my face, man.
But I'll tell you what, people are gonna love your clips.
Nah, facts.
People,
Facts.
Who will be my target market?
Target market.
See, I'm rhyming already, mate. I'm a bad man MC. Who's my target market, Rangu?
Milfs. Gilfs.
Gilfs. I'm not 30 yet. I don't like the word gilf. Never say that again.
Why not?
Because it's disrespectful to the older women, man.
I love the older women. Shout outs to older women.
They don't like you.
They don't.
Got a few cougars online, you ain't you?
Oh shit, Baron! Yeah, let's get back in the shop, man. It's alright. We're not gonna bait you out, bro. Chill, man. Chill. Don't worry, man. You and your cougars.
Booba cougar.
Right.
I want to know what my target market is. Come on, Rangu. Who's gonna love me?
Just like like people. There's a lot of. I think there's a lot of people my age who just they'll go on Instagram and just scroll reels and then a couple of these will pop off and it'll just be you just you know, with one of your one-liners.
Shedding wisdom. Actually, I've got a question. There's another question out. You was rambling on. I forgot to ask you. You said the thing. I think you can give a lot of artists some game right now. A lot of artists that are struggling to get booked, struggling to.
Who are you talking to right now?
You. A lot of artists are struggling to get booked and they don't know how to do it. You actually said something, and you always do this. You give information, and you think it's not actually a lot of wisdom, but it's actually valuable stuff. You said that you're trying to get on bookings, and the way you thought was doing it, you book other artists and you get yourself on their lineups.
Nah, yeah, so no.
Tell us about that. And why?
When I first started DJing.
Yeah, you said you book a big artist.
I had to set my brand up first.
Yeah.
I had to book headliners who I knew everybody would want to see.
Yeah.
So that took some effort.
But talk about what's the why did you do that approach? So imagine I'm a kid watching this now.
So I've always had the dream I did have the dream to be this big DJ, right? But I'd like to say I've always been business minded. I've always looked at everything that I do as a business, and if it ain't gonna bring me an outcome or any sort of profit, then I've never been really asked.
Always been about the money for you.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, but like the dream is to if you can make money doing something you love, it's not really work. I've got a music studio in here and I work on cars in there. This is two of my loves, man. Do you know what I mean? Not really work for me. I know it gets stressful at times, but ultimately I'd take this over any 9 to 5. Do you know what I mean? 100%. So when for me to get known in Leeds, I kind of did it a little bit different. I wasn't waiting for people to book me. I thought I'm going to give them a reason to book me, and I'm going to book an event out. I remember the first event that we did, me and Keanu, we used all his wage, and you're talking an apprentice wage at that age.
Like 400 quid a month.
Well, I don't even think it was that much when.
Fuck yeah.
You got to think that was 14 years ago.
Fuck
Shit,
yeah.
Man, that was 14 years ago.
Jesus Christ.
I'm getting old, man.
That's disgusting.
So then we put some hella events on, man, and I was like, I'm going to put myself on the lineup. And then I always put myself on warm-up before the headliner because I wanted the headliner to see how I could get a crowd going. Do you know what I mean? Because that's ultimately what a DJ...
Typically, how many artists were you booking for
Oh, man, we were doing... per night?
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to give everyone an hour, minimum. So 5, 6 maybe.
Is that a typical length for a set? For
it is. But if you're paying big, there's been times where some headliners can cost thousands, man.
Of course.
And we have done that, and all sorts of different clubs. Like it's a completely different scene to what Rangu has just been going on. It does cost money to pull off, but if you do it well and you do it right,
you get that money back tenfold.
Yeah. So
just off ticket sales, or were you getting?
Nah, just tickets, man.
You're saying you hit it here first. Successful promoter. You can make the bag off just ticket sales.
No,
not
anymore.
No way possible.
Nah, I don't believe so anymore because DJs. So again, when I was his age, I could go out on a Wednesday night and it'd be popping.
Yeah.
People didn't care who were DJing; they just wanted to be out.
Yeah.
Nowadays, people are all they're bothered about is a big name on a flyer. They'll only go out to see this big name. That big name in the DJ world can cost 20 up to 30 grand. Yeah, you're paying that DJ 20 to 30 grand to come DJ probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. Then you've got your venue costs on top of that. Let's say they cost $1,000. Yeah, you've got marketing costs. You've got all your other DJs to pay. You're talking 25, 30k, right? You've got to be charging 20 quid minimum a ticket. Yeah. You're having to sell hundreds of tickets before you've even made your money back.
So 20, 30 grand?
Easy, bro. Easy.
How many hours is that?
Probably an hour and a half.
Hour and a half?
That's what it's like. So this is what I'm saying. So when I was first doing events, I was pretty successful at it because I was doing it in a tight. I was doing well. Don't get me wrong, and I was proud of what I was doing. But I feel like what I had on my side was the time period we were in. People were going out no matter what. Them clubs that I mentioned earlier, Mint Club, Mission, Canal Mills, them sort of places. People would go out and they'd dot around 3-4 clubs in a night. Major clubs, man. They get to see all these big headliners in one night.
Yeah. That was just a normal thing,
That was just a normal thing. So when COVID came and wiped that out, mate, everyone was like, you know what?
I guess now you got his generation coming through. They don't even know that world before, so no one expects, no one misses it because your generation, our generation, has outgrown.
I've got so many friends that are like, yo, this has come up on my memories. Do you remember when you DJ'd for this, or do you remember when you played for this, bro? I got booked in Berlin, and we did a road trip, man.
Yeah, that video's on YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah, if you want to.
YouTube?
Yeah, you'll check that out, man. It's fucking dope.
So the DJ who booked us were called We Are Nuts. Big up, man. Hagen is called. We booked him over here, and he booked us over there. It was like a mutual respect sort of thing, but the place that he got us booked at was in a shopping centre. Yeah. Almost like the Trinity. Imagine getting rid of all the people in Trinity, closing all the shops, and then having a rave. That was what it was, right? And you can see all this footage on YouTube. And they were going to pay for our flights, and a few of our mates, including Tommy, big up Tommy T, said, "Nah, we want to come, man. We want to come. We'll get the money in for fuel money rather than a flight." So we thought we'll make a long road trip. So we drove all the way down to Dover. And we had like a day or two to kind of kill. So we went to Amsterdam on the way to Berlin, like it is even on the way. Got hella high in Amsterdam.
Shout out Amsterdam.
Drove to Berlin, played 2 shows, drove back, and yeah, man, I missed
that. Must have been time of your life.
It won, man. It won, like I said.
That must have been one of the moments being like, fuck, we made it.
We took a videographer, Miles, man. Big up Miles. We took him with us to film the whole thing. It was cool, man. It was crazy.
Nah, that sounds dope.
Yeah, so times have changed, man.
But we're aiming to bring that back at Wavio, innit?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. I'd like to.
We really are working around the clock. Yeah. This podcast is just one of the ways we're trying to spread the message and, grow the community. So, on that note, I think that's been a very successful first episode. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
brilliant.
I think it was good, man.
If you enjoyed that, please like, share, subscribe, comment. I want you to say who you want on here next. I want you to tell us. Give us guidelines, mate. What do you want us to do? But yeah,
let's do it.
Shout out to you lot. Thank you very much. Peace.
Peace.